Hi everyone, this is our poster entitled Rapid Formation of Stable Face Representations. Humans can detect faces rapidly and accurately despite their considerable natural variability. We are currently investigating whether an average of previously encountered faces could form a generic detection template that could deal with this variability. We already know that the visual system can extract average representations from sets of faces, and that averages are very good at capturing the commonalities between faces. However, a good detection template also needs to be stable. Our aim here was to find out how many unique face identities are required to form a stable cross-identity average. To create our averages, we collected ambient face images from an online generator across 3 different dimensions: gender, age, and race, forming 12 categories in total. Averages were then constructed from different numbers of faces, or set sizes, which range from 2 to 40 faces, and different numbers of face categories, which range from just 1 category to a fully intermixed 12-category condition. To assess the stability of these averages, we used 2 convergent approaches. Firstly, we measured their perceptual similarity by asking participants to judge whether an average pairs depicted the same or different identities using a 2 alternative forced choice task. Secondly, we estimated image variability by performing principal components analysis. To do this, we ran PCAs on randomly generated sets of averages within each set size and calculated the standard deviations across eigenvectors, producing a dataset of variance scores that mimics the participant dataset. In the first perceptual similarity experiment, we found a clear pattern. Firstly, higher set size averages were perceived as more similar, yet while this increase is initially sharp, there were few differences by set size 10, and similarity judgments were largely stable by set size 20. Also, the greater the number of face categories, the less similar averages appeared. This interacted with set size, such that conditions with fewer face categories stabilized at lower set sizes, but although stable, differences between category conditions remained even at the highest set sizes. For image stability, we find a mirror image of the participant results, with a sharp decline in variance with set size before leveling off. But in contrast to participant data, differences between conditions were minimal. Experiment 2 was a direct replication of the first experiment, but with online participants. The results show a remarkably similar pattern to the first experiment, with all conditions stable by set size 20, but with differences between conditions remaining. Experiment 3 was identical to Experiment 2, except that category conditions were presented in separate counterbalance blocks rather than fully intermixed. We reasoned that the differences between conditions might be due to the demands of the task. So in this experiment, the effective category number was much smaller, and conditions were converged by set size 20. So to conclude, we have shown that cross-identity face averages can stabilize surprisingly quickly, with just 20 to 30 different faces. This stability is reached regardless of whether averages are constructed from just one or from multiple face categories. Our results demonstrate that an average representation of previously encountered faces would have both the stability and the generalizability required to form an effective cognitive detection template.